Here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we have a lot of different community groups across the land, whether it be iwi to Pacific communities, and then you've got New Zealand organisations and businesses, right? And we shouldn't be able to give up control of our data in order to benefit from AI. Maloni, ko toki ingoa, ko Tracy Savalio, and I am a Tokelau and data governance practitioner and also part of the team behind Sovata AI. Sovata is built around one principle: use the right model for the right job. And it's also very critical to protect our data. That is front and centre. See, the default is normally that we would send information to the largest frontier models available, which is often overseas. You've got Anthropic, you've got OpenAI, you've got Google, Microsoft, etc. So you're operating in someone else's data centre and environment, and charged every token. It's become very expensive, and it's been the reality, especially in the past 6 months, especially what's going on with these frontier models. But, not every task needs a frontier model. So if you think of examples like if a community group needs to manage its own knowledge, right? Or if it's got, a small business that is automating repetitive work, or if a healthcare is trying to provide protecting sensitive information, or if you've got a New Zealand organisation that's simply building an internal assistant. These all have different needs. So what Sovata can do is it can create a private and local brain that is running within the infrastructure that the organisation can control. That is true data sovereignty. So depending on the use case, the brain uses a small language model, an open weight model that's operating locally, or governed access to frontier models when its advanced capability is genuinely required. It can find answers from approved information, automate workflows, support staff, and connect to existing systems. But the organisations ultimately retains control of the data, the knowledge and the rules. The flexibility makes AI accessible to community groups, to small businesses, and to larger organisations. It reflects inati, which is a Tokelau principle that no one goes without. So community gains AI capability without becoming the source of the data for someone else's platform. Choosing the right size model also addresses two growing risks: cost and environmental impact, which is very important. So using frontier models for every task is unnecessary, because it can create unnecessary token usage, right? It's become very expensive in recent months, kind of out of control. So you think about all the compute demand, the energy consumption, the data center debacle, the water, the unpredictable enterprise costs, which will be really interesting to see how organizations that are going through transformations manage this. So, at least with smaller local models, they can often complete much more focused work with fewer resources. But at least it's, much more predictable when it comes to the cost. Frontier models obviously has its place, but it just shouldn't be the only option on the table. Sovata AI is a play on the words data sovereignty, because that's always been the purpose behind it. It's about your AI, your data, your environment. You control it. Move the deployment, not the data.
And grew legs and they started walking, and the apes climbed down from the trees and grew tall and they started talking.